You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, the pulse of Americana, with your beautiful bearded host, Zach Walker. Alabama's best no-holds-barred, constitutionally conservative, Christ-centered talk radio. If that don't fire you up, your wood's wet. Now, it's time for your bearded host, Zach Walker.
Just listen to this song. Sing it, Lauren Daigle. Good morning. Welcome in to Boomer and the Beard. So thankful that you choose to join us each and every day. Little Lauren Daigle to bring us in to the morning. It's been a tough couple of days here. In the old republic, the experiment of self-governance may be coming to an end, but God is still on the throne. And at the end of the day, above all things, that's where we need to keep our eyes and keep our focus. And, there it is. So this morning, I promise that we will do a show that is fun, a show that we may touch on some of this stuff because I think we'd be foolish and I think we'd honestly be irresponsible not to, yesterday I came in here and I didn't want to talk about any of it. I told the guys, so we're not doing it. We're not doing it. We're going to find some escape from all this. And Connor looked at me just real, I don't know, you could tell it was burdensome. It was heavy. And he just said, you can't not talk about it. And he was right. And it's been if you love this country, if you love people, if you just love people in general, it's been a tough couple of days. But he is on the throne. And he will ultimately, one day, we will have the perfect world with the perfect ruler, King Jesus, and we will spend every moment of every day worshiping a holy God in all of his glory. So I guess we just look to that day, and in the meantime, do not forget as a Christian that the kingdom of heaven is now. Heaven is not some celestial place where we ascend to when we die. The kingdom of heaven is now. The moment that you accept the free gift of salvation given to you, you enter the kingdom of heaven. And that moment, I think a lot of times we forget that. It changes how you live. It changes how you pray. It changes how you worship. It changes how you work. So I just want to say those things to you this morning. Let's get everybody on the field. The best exported product from Shelbyville, Kentucky since Colonel Sanders still watches VHS tapes at home with his family. Tries to impress his wife with the mixtapes from the late 80s and early 90s. The artist formerly known as Freak Daddy is old enough to understand what it means to actually shake it like a Polaroid picture and has physically done so. The godfather of old souls. The one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend. The national treasure, my good buddy, Boomer. Hey, buddy.
Good morning. Yep. See.
Now you can say, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. The man, the myth, the legend, Boomer.
Good morning.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing good. Ready? I'm glad it's Friday.
Amen, brother.
More so than any Friday in my life.
I don't know about all that. Maybe not in my life, but
I live in the moment. So
Oh,
No other
to
Fridays.
You. Listen to you, you rascal.
No, yeah, right.
Can't even tell that story.
I'm ready to.
Went by.
Ready to make a difference.
I went by and saw our friend over at the gas station this morning. Hans. And Hans said, "I wish I had a radio show." I said, "I'm sure that's a sentiment that's echoed all over anyone that knows that Hans. Anybody that knows that." He said, "I would just have to call Biden what he is." I didn't have the nerve to ask, "What is he?" I didn't want to hear his answer. He was
in your
he scares me.
In your empire that you're building. You think that's one of the little bit of content that you want to put on your?
For those of you who don't know what he's talking about, we're working on some expansion ideas for this show, but also for our footprint on the radio in general. And at some point, we will be looking to add content. So if you are an aspiring DJ or radio show host or podcaster, certainly hit us up.
Great show. I see it now. Raising Hell with Hans.
That's mighty white of you.
Yeah. Take a swig of Red Bull and sit back.
Oh, Sandee, we'll have to call you during the break and tell you what we're laughing about, the inside joke that we're laughing about over here, so that you could be on the inside with us, because there was something that happened this morning we can't even tell you about on the air. Was that bad?
And her intro is officially now.
Yeah, well,
the human representation of the drink Fireball.
Oh my, you ruined it. Good Lord. If Fireball was a person, Sandee Lou who? How are you, Sandee?
I am doing fantastic.
And your hair,
your hair looks different today. Man,
I know.
I tell you what,
I
it's
know.
crazy how quickly you can grow and cut and grow back your hair. You have a gift.
It's just amazing. I do. That's why I decided to open up a salon, because, hey, share that with my clients.
I'm going to tread very carefully on this question.
Oh, goodness, I'm terrified.
Because I know, like, when I wear certain clothes,
goodness.
I feel a little different. Like, if I'm wearing, like, a sports jersey.
If I'm wearing my wife's clothing, it's very different, you know?
Doing that. If I wear, like, a football jersey, I'm kind of in that football mood. If I wear a coat and tie.
Oh, gosh.
So, like, if you're blonde one day and then the next day Fireball red, does the personality kind of blend with whatever your hair?
Like what he's trying to say is, were you dumber yesterday and madder today? That's what he's trying to say.
Wow.
Like today,
he's trying to say stereotypically.
Confident? Are you more confident with a certain hairstyle?
That's not what you're saying. Don't beat around the bush.
I was never going to. I was specifically said I'm going to say this, knowing I don't want anybody to think that it's the other way.
Leave it to Zach to do that. So, but yeah,
okay.
No, seriously, I definitely feel a lot more sassy with this hair. I do. The blonde hair makes me feel a little bit more professional, but as far as my personality, as far as who I am, I'm still the same old crazy.
Yeah, I didn't mean like split personality, nothing like that. I wasn't saying that like that. I was saying just like your attitude, like when Zach is wearing his beanie and his woodsman stuff.
He does that every day.
He's ready to hunt and ready to fish. Then some days he
does that every day.
Trash panda's ball kept all cocked, and he's kind of more in his.
No, it's never cocked. It's either backwards. It's either backwards or forwards, and there is no hip hop Zach.
I would like to see hip hop.
Where did that come
from? Oh my gosh, not talking like the music and stuff. Just kind of like
yo. My name is Zach. My boomer is whack.
Hey, you can't say too much, Zach, because you do have that video, that music video. Yeah, I'm just saying.
That is a blessing.
Yeah. So there you go. But no, I do. I feel prettier.
Okay.
I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty.
I took a picture. So I had this hair yesterday, and I took a picture and sent it to my husband. I was like, I really like this hair. And he goes, ooh, I do too. So I'm like, hey, it works. So there you go.
There you go. So
I don't want to hear the rest of that story.
That's what it is. There's a certain hairstyle that Thor goes, okay.
Game time.
I have my mighty hammer.
Oh, goodness gracious. Sandee. Connor's over here. He just threw up under the desk. Connor just threw. He just got sick under the desk.
That's what happens when you get married.
If life was that simple, like I'm telling you, if I could sit down with Chastity and go, hey,
okay.
No. Like, she laughed at me the other day because sometimes I say certain things, but she was having some bad, just a bad day, and I'm the idiot man.
You said welcome to the club.
No, and you don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I can't. And she was just all over the place, and she admitted it. She goes, I'm just probably best you just go play a video game or something and just kind of give me space. And then I kind of made the joke. I said, we should do like they do at the beach, to where there's like the purple flag and the yellow flag. And she goes, well, what's the purple flag? And I'm like, that's the one where there's dangerous animals in the water. And she laughed.
Wow.
Luckily, I survived that comment. But yeah.
Oh man,
So
I was gonna say that we are in trouble if this hair makes you feel more sassy than yesterday. We are in trouble.
There you go. Game on.
Yeah. A note to self: avoid all topics that have anything to do with anything.
Stand down, Zach.
Stand down. Stand down.
That would be easy.
We will see what the day carries.
Think about if we had to deal with people, and by just the hair or clothing or whatever, we knew what we were walking into.
I mean, it could.
Sandy's got on blonde hair today. Don't mess with her.
Well, it's like that flag you're talking about.
Zach's wearing his flannel.
Zach's wearing the same thing he wears literally every day.
Every single day, it's so the same.
It's a jacket. I mean, what do you mean do?
What are you wearing under the jacket?
The same thing I wear
every day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's my uniform for the show.
You're
Boomer in the Beard.
At least you're consistent.
Boomer in the Beard will be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
Are you tired? You suffer from chronic fatigue, neuropathy, or joint pain? Call Madison Integrated Medicine. Our amazing staff will provide an individualized patient experience focused on your overall health to treat the cause, not just the problem. Utilizing both traditional and natural medicine. Don't let the symptoms become overwhelming. Treat them preventatively with Madison Integrated Medicine on Slaughter Road in Madison. Call 256-325-0955. That's 325-0955.
Karen's a quilter.
Karen's Quality Quilts. Quality custom quilts quickly.
How's the quilting business, Karen?
Kind of quiet. My quest to quadruple my quilting sales has created a quagmire.
Can I be candid, Karen?
Okay.
You need a website that can encompass the quality of your quilts.
I know quilts, but I know no computers. They're confusing.
But there are people who know coding like you know quilting.
Who's that?
I'm glad you asked. WebUnderdog creates websites that don't just catch the eye, they catch customers. And they're as user-friendly for you as they are for your clients. We build high-quality, clean, well-coded, custom designs for organizations of all sizes that are affordable, professional, and specially made for your brand and visitors. Outside of responsive web design, WebUnderdog also offers search engine optimization, website management, and so much more. Give your business the professional touch and contact WebUnderdog for a free web design quote. Call 256-998-0667. That's 998-0667 and online at webunderdog.com. WebUnderdog, your local web design and SEO agency.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
And it was like I stepped funny, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I could barely walk on it.
Okay, let's take a look.
At Lang Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600. At Lang Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at langchiropracticcenter.com. Lang Chiropractic, we've got your back. Come see us today.
770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
Y'all are so funny.
If you're not watching the live stream, you are missing out.
We were synchronized. That's
synchronized,
cool.
yeah.
That was like synchronized swimming right there
we were
in the
swaying
studio.
back and forth to the music in time.
Synchronized radio.
Hey, listen, if you guys haven't bought your MyPillow yet, you are crazy. All you have to do is go to MyPillow.com/radio specials. Use promo code BEARD at checkout. Oh, I have a story about that, by the way. Then you can get your premium MyPillow. Previously $69. In fact, I think I paid $69 for mine. But you get it for $29.99. What? That's right. That's crazy. It's unbelievably well priced, and you can get deep discounts on anything on their site by using promo code BEARD at checkout. All you have to do is go to MyPillow.com/radio specials. Use promo code BEARD at checkout. I feel much better today.
I do. I think we need to come up with an idea for one of the sites that I go look to try to get content for our show. Just comes up with like random did you know statistics. And we've thrown out these statistics, from time to time. Like, the other day when we said that.
Can I tell my story before you change the subject?
No, go ahead.
When I said I have a story to tell about
that. You said, I thought you said squirrel. I talked that in a minute. You didn't know.
Oh, my bad. No, I just wanted to touch on it before we leave the MyPillow conversation.
Go ahead.
My mother-in-law, they came in for Christmas. I love my mother-in-law. She's literally the best, right? Love her to death. Father-in-law, he's okay. But no, I'm kidding, Steve. I love you.
He gets a Tempur-Pedic.
Yeah. Be careful.
I mean that in a bad way.
Oh, okay.
MyPillow is when you get the good people love.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So she came in for Christmas and was like, I ordered a lot of MyPillow stuff. And she started showing me how much she bought. And she did. She bought a lot. And I was like, did you use promo code BEARD? She was like, huh? I was like, do what? I didn't.
So your relationship is fractured because you love her, but she doesn't listen to you.
Tell her to send it all back.
No, but she actually does listen. That's the thing. But thankfully, MyPillow is such an incredible company. I sent them an email with her confirmation numbers and letting them know that. And you would think some companies would probably be like, Tom, they didn't use your promo code, man.
Too late.
Yeah, sorry, but you should have informed your listeners better or whatever. But they were like, oh, absolutely, we'll make sure that you get credit for that and yada yada yada. So maybe she didn't get as good of a deal, but yeah, it was kind of funny. I was like, do you not listen to anything? You say
they have a lot of stuff.
Their website is overwhelming. Their website is overwhelming.
Yeah, it should be myshopping.com.
Well, there's a whole shopping network thing they're building now. It's crazy. We'll talk about that. I did correspond with them yesterday. They are working on getting Mike Lindell lined up. So we will do an interview with Mike Lindell very soon. That'll be cool. Unfortunately, it will have to be pre-recorded because it's quite early.
He's a busy man.
Well, it's quite early as well. And I think they're an hour or something different about the time on the other side, they're earlier than we are or something. So
it's going to be a life-changing interview.
Yeah.
When I bring up mydiaper.com, he's going to...
Absolutely.
Like I said, it's going to have to be pre-recorded, and it may be on a Friday at 8 o'clock when you happen to have an unskippable meeting.
Yeah.
Hey, my bucket list. Can I say something really quick? Sure.
Without question.
I didn't get to say it in the first break, and I hate that I didn't get to announce this, but today is an awesome day because today is my little Riker man's birthday.
Happy birthday, Riker. Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to you. Hey,
baby.
Happy birthday, little Riker. Happy birthday to you. Hey.
He is my little rainbow baby, and he is so much fun, and apparently you don't know what rainbow baby means.
I'm terrified.
I had a miscarriage before him.
Oh, okay. I did not know that connotation. Yeah. The rainbow has a lot of meanings nowadays, and so I was just
but the only true meaning is
gotcha.
Rainbow baby is
and Lucky Charms. Got it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And he is my pot of gold. He really is. He is such a delight, and he is so much fun, and I love having a little boy. After having 3 girls, I love my girls, but oh my gosh. That little boy is amazing and awesome.
Well,
okay,
happy birthday,
so
Riker.
Carry on.
Producer Connor, how are you, buddy?
Doing all right.
Muted as usual. Producer Connor, how are you, buddy?
Doing all right.
See, we started to give you a little more time before we come to you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that working out?
Well, what are you expecting to gain from it?
Oh, dang.
Well, look at that
well, Boomer, go ahead with your facts of the day.
Look at that little bright rainbow baby there.
Yeah, good gracious. What a pot of gold he is. Good morning, Connor. Good Lord. Coming in hot, eh?
Maybe I need to bring him a wig. There you go.
Yes. That is a must. Yes. And they got to match the colors of his little chart.
Well, I'm glad you're here, buddy. Good gracious. Having a good day, I see.
Blue hair, red hair, orange hair.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you feel, Connor? Oh, we know.
Yeah, he running up the flagpole for us.
The dangerous animals are in the water.
Oh,
that's good.
You all right, buddy?
Yeah, I'm all right.
He's like, I don't know what to say now. What do you want me to say?
Last night we were laying in bed. My wife was asking me questions about the show yesterday, and she listened. Yesterday was a very important show for I think for us as a crew. It was our first big moment, world moment, moment of. I mean, there was so much emotion yesterday. There was so much real, raw, just trying to work through what in the world we saw and what in the world's going on and how we come back from this. And we got a lot of messages yesterday, and I'll read one that my wife received actually from one of her friends. Our podcast is actually starting to pop up in people's feed now because we're starting to get. By the way, the best thing you can do for us is to go on on Apple Podcast and give us a review. The reviews are what rank us up and put us in people's feeds. And so we appreciate those of you that have done that. And if you haven't, please take the time to go do that, especially if you like the show or you think that our message needs to reach more people, which we certainly hope that God is using us in that way. But please take the time, run over to the podcast, anywhere you listen to podcasts. But really, if we're being honest, Apple Podcast is really the only one that matters in terms of rankings and such. But it was we were talking last night, and she just goes, I just love Connor. So there's a lot of people that love you, buddy.
Absolutely.
This was your wife?
Uh-huh.
Love you too, Ashley.
There, see, look at that. And I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad.
Y'all are laying in bed together, and she goes, I really love Connor.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't think about it that way. It's a little odd.
Well.
Probably not the best timing, but.
All righty then.
Oh, that's good. We all have our own personalities, and sometimes our personalities can clash, and sometimes they really blend in well with each other and stuff.
Well, most of the time they really blend well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
We have a really great crew, but what I love about this is, Sandee brings something very unique to the table. You bring something very unique to the table. I'm obviously, the sore, the black eye at a lot of times, and I'll play that role, and that's fine. It doesn't bother me. But ultimately, we're all very passionate. We all love very hard and deeply. We're all very, very emotional people. We get fired up about things, and that's what makes us great at talk radio. But it also presents opportunities for us to get sideways from time to time, and that's going to happen, and that's real, and that's. Look, we could do a talk show that never had any conflict. We could do a talk show that never had. Well, let me back up. We couldn't. There are talk shows that don't have conflict, that don't have any rawness, realness to them. That are all. I mean, listen to most of your top 40 shows. I mean, it's just different, right? I mean, it's talking pop culture for 6 minutes in between lumps of songs. But here, we've committed to you to be as real and raw as we know how to be, and with that, there are going to be bumps and lumps and rumps, and sometimes we'll show our rump, you know what I'm saying, and sometimes that stuff happens, and that's what you listen for. That's why you're here this morning listening to the show, is not because of it may be our faith has something to do with it, our content, but ultimately the number one thing I get is you guys are just so real. Like it is. The question is always, so what's it like off the air? It's like
the same.
Exactly what it's like on the air.
Yeah.
I make fun of Boomer, but when Boomer calls me, I've always got one-liners waiting for him. He's always got a dad joke waiting for me. There's nothing different about who we are off the air than on the air, and Connor can attest. Connor has literally been here for every episode of of a podcast I've ever done as Hometown Heartbeat. And so there's nobody that's seen the growth and the change and the, more than Connor. And then Sandee joined, not long before Boomer came, and it's just been such a God thing. But we're thankful for each and every one of you, and we're thankful that you guys give us the opportunity to come on here. And honestly, this is pretty cathartic for us, having a place to come in and air our grievances and our life stories and our talking about a miscarriage right before you have your son. I mean, that's stuff that doesn't happen often in the public sphere because people don't let you in anymore. I mean, it's you go to church, how are you today? I'm doing great. Well, really, you lost your job because of the coronavirus. You don't know how you're going to pay your mortgage. You're not okay. But the world tells us we just need to pretend like everything's okay and just power through, and we refuse to do that here. And so you're going to deal with some of that stuff. And Sandee and I are going to end up on opposite sides. Boomer and I are going to end up on opposite sides. That's going to happen. That's part of it. But we love each other, and we love you. And we're just thankful that you give us this opportunity to come here and do this every single day. And it is our greatest, my greatest pleasure in life. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
There are 12 days left in President Trump's term in office, but top Democrats want him out of the White House sooner.
I believe the president is dangerous and should not hold office one day longer.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer calling for the president to be removed one day after a mob of the president's supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol. Hours later, the president acknowledged he lost the election in a video message taped at the White House.
To the citizens of our country, serving as your president has been the honor of my lifetime.
Overnight, a Capitol Hill police officer died of injuries from the day. 42-year-old Officer Brian Sicknick is the fifth person to die as a result of the violence. The Capitol Hill police chief has resigned hours after the sergeants at arms in the Senate and House did the same following the demands from congressional leadership. Education Secretary Betsy DeVos resigned hours after Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao did the same. Brian Clark, ABC News.
Where is your haircut gone? We know you don't get out as much. You don't drive by your regular sport clips and pop in for that MVP haircut experience that is so much more than a haircut. But isn't it worth getting out for? For that legendary hot steam towel for your face, massaging shampoo that makes you melt into your seat. Oh man, you remember that, right? We found your haircut. It's right where you left it. Sport clips. It's good to be a guy.
My great-great-aunt Bertha May had certain words she would not let us say at the dinner table. Nowadays, if you're a government contractor, CMMC is one of those words. Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. It's where you've got to be in the DoD world if you want to bid and win government contracts. 256-975-4758. My friends at Simple Helix, look, they're not afraid, and they can show you a cost-effective path to becoming CMMC compliant. What that means, they're going to help you navigate the process. They're going to make a plan, and they're going to get you to those big government contracts you need. Give my friends at Simple Helix a call today at 256-975-4758. That's 975-4758. Tell them the Beard sent you.
770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
I wish I could whistle like that.
Oh, she's a brick house. She's Monte, just letting it all hang out.
Thanks, guys. I like the hair, too.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. Boomer, I thought we had a conversation about who had volume control. Don't ever take my bed music away before I'm ready for it to go away. Okay? Don't touch my radio, all right? Don't ever touch a black man's radio.
Do not control my control.
Right. Yes.
Oh, man. Purcell Lumber and Custom Millwork, the proud sponsor of all things construction and Home Improvement, Benjamin Moore Paints, DeWalt Tools, the best customer service in the industry, the prettiest showroom I've ever seen. PurcellLumberandMillshop.com, PurcellLumberandMillshop.com. Don't forget to check them out on North Clinton Street in Athens. Give them a call today, 256-232-6320. Tell them the Beard sent you. Make sure to say that, and make sure look, if you love this show, you can do a couple things for us. You can go to the podcast, recommend it. You can go to our website and check out all of that, ways to interact with our content at boomerandbeard.com. That's boomer and beard, spelled the word and. Or you can support our sponsors. You can go see Dr. David Lang and let him know the Beard sent you. You can go see Purcell Lumber Millwork running there. Even if you don't buy anything, just let them know who sent you over there. All right, just let them know that it's because of you hearing them on our show that you are checking them out. We've had such a great response. I mean, I can keep track of how many pillows are sold, and I mean, you guys are doing a great job. Just keep up the good work, so that we can keep bringing you the most ridiculous morning show on the radio. So I wanted to read this message, and this will be our last serious thought maybe of the day, and then we can have some fun, talk about random facts and things like that. But this is a message that my wife received yesterday. She said, hey, just had you on my mind. I was working on some stuff today, and I opened the podcast app. Zach's popped up. To be honest, somehow I haven't listened except for maybe in the beginning when he started. I just get distracted if I ever do listen, which is rare. But today, the title got me, and so I listened. Can I just tell you what a blessing it was? Please tell him for me. I'm doing a study on Revelation, and after going through 7 churches in Revelation 2 and 3, one of the questions this morning was to think of a criticism Jesus would have had for the church today. It's just been sad seeing so many, quote, Christians worship a party or a politician more than Jesus, and I really think that might be the top of God's criticism for American Christians. Anyways, it blessed me to hear such a thoughtful discussion with varying views, but also that it always came back to Jesus and the gospel, where our hope should be. I haven't been anti-Trump's policies by any means. I just have convictions, and it blessed my heart to hear theirs being very similar. Love Boomer. Actually says love the Boomer. And his wisdom and the whole team. And then she was talking to my wife. But just messages like that are just really encouraging.
Maybe y'all should address me as the Boomer.
You're the something, for sure.
The boom
Hello,
boom.
the Boomer. I like that. That's good.
The Boomer. But no, I mean, messages like that, folks, are why we do the show. And it's why it's worth getting on here at 5 in the morning. The more I do this, the more I hate waking up this early. But the privilege that we have to come and be with you every morning is worth the sacrifice. I want to be clear: none of us get paid for this. This is something that we're doing as an investment into the future. We think that there's a time that this will grow and continue to grow as it already has. But this is not something that we get paid to do. This is something that we do because we love it and because we believe that there's a future for this show, and we believe God has ordained this show for a greater purpose. And we're going to continue being obedient to that. And so there's no amount of money that could stop us or change us or anything like that. And then we're super thankful for our sponsors making it possible for us to do this. And you know, there's cost involved with this, just being on the radio in general. And so it is, if you have a company or you have a business and you're interested in advertising with us, we need you. And I've got a couple of sponsors that they do this because they believe in the ministry opportunity that we have here. It's not about advertising; it's about ministry, and that is really unique in radio to be able to do something like that, and not be a Way FM or a nonprofit or whatever. To do it the way we're doing it. So, anyways, I just want to thank you for that, and
I'm glad you told me about the salary thing. I didn't know my wife usually handles my finances. I thought I was donating my salary to Wigs for Connor. I was donating my
well, that's what I told her.
Annual salary.
We're taking that out of the salary for your real job, Boomer.
Yeah, you actually owe us for that.
Chassie and I talked about that.
Okay, good stuff.
I love it.
So what? You had some random.
I love these. What could we call it? Maybe because I don't want to say maybe.
So what's the topic?
Boomers.
What is the
topic? It's just, did you know, kind of random facts that make you think.
866-494-9866. If you can help, I mean, you guys have named a lot of things. The Zach Pack, wasn't that one of them?
Yeah, I forgot who that was.
Oh, it was friggin' Rich.
Was it
yeah,
Rich?
It was Rich.
Yeah, naming your followers.
DJ Dallas was another one.
The Zach Pack, DJ Dallas. If you guys could help us name this segment, it's going to be Did You Know?
Boomer's Buddies.
Oh, gosh. Boomer's Buttholes. But yeah, you help us name this. We're going to do this segment, and it's going to be just random facts.
Make you think.
Absolutely random, worthless information
Well,
that nobody cares about. And we're going to lay it on you.
I think that was the name right there.
Yeah. Worthless.
And now the segment you've all been waiting for, the most critically acclaimed segment, most copied, duplicated segment of ever.
Yes.
Facts that no one cares about.
Yeah.
With Boomer.
And don't get caught up in the weeds of like, how did the people figure out this fact? Because that throws me off when I hear these, but don't let it get caught up.
All right, hit me.
First one, for every 100 miles that we drive, we cuss 40 times.
That's not true.
We as a human race?
I guess, yeah. Well, I wouldn't think dogs.
Fido!
Hush!
You know I told you not to use those wordy dirds.
Want to wash your mouth out with Alpo.
For every 100 miles, that's...
We drive.
So you're supposed to drive about 10,000 miles a year.
Whew.
Let's do some math on this.
That's sinning right there.
So 10,000 miles a year.
10 times.
Divided by 100 times 40. 4,000 curse words.
A year.
Wow.
I think I hit those this week.
I was about to say, Boomer seems to have a much higher ratio than 40 to 100.
That's funny. All right. So there you go.
And I wasn't driving a car.
Okay.
According to another report, men consume 82% of the world's potato chips.
Oh, no. That would be me. If I have a bag of
I was
chips,
about to say,
I'm
my
gonna
wife will wear out some
consume
chips. I
every one
don't
of
know
them.
if I believe that.
That
Connor.
is, like, I would rather have chips than dessert. Like, that's...
What?
Ugh.
Okay, that's a
Yes. Yes. I would rather have chips than dessert.
Connor,
Absolutely, teetotally.
you've got multiple women in your house. Do they consume chips at a high rate?
Not a higher rate, but I mean, we all like chips.
Who doesn't like chips?
Chips are fantastic.
If you don't like chips, I'd like to hear from you. Because you're un-American, you probably voted for Biden.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
So two more stats.
Okay.
The average teenage girl slams a door about 150 times a year.
Yep. I think that would be 300 times a year. Yeah. We've actually removed my daughter's
I've had my door removed,
doors before because of slamming it. Mm-hmm. During a family holiday, like it was Thanksgiving one year, and I said, you better get that room cleaned up. You don't have a door to hide anything. Well, why don't you give me my door back? Because you don't deserve it. Yep.
So there's that one. Actually, I got two more. We're going to do two more.
Oh, good. I'm so excited.
Sorry.
This is going so well.
According to Match.com, 70% of men feel the most significant sign of true commitment is when you can leave your toothbrush at that person's
I've heard that
house
before.
or apartment.
I would say a better sign of commitment is when you poop in front of your spouse or your significant other.
When she sees the streak in your underwear and goes,
I love you. My.
That's disgusting, but yes.
Toothbrush. Oh, yeah, okay. And then the other one, 62% of women would not date a guy who has a ponytail.
I would hope not. That'd be...
they don't know what they missing.
Oh.
But a man bun is hot.
Yeah. I would rather have a ponytail than a man bun. Like, my husband has grown his hair out, and it looks like every time he pulls it back in a ponytail, I'm like, oh, my gosh, you look so hot.
I would love to be able to have a ponytail. Just kidding.
I'll bring you a wig, too.
I don't think
I have
even in
plenty
my
to
hair
go
days
around.
I could have had a ponytail. I don't think. Yeah. I can't even tie my little... I can't even do the little Fu Manchu where you put a rubber band on your goatee. Zach, you can do that. Do that tomorrow.
Oh, we should do that with Zach. That's what we should have done at Christmas time is decorated his beard.
Weekly beard decoration.
Yeah.
Anyway. Good facts.
Okay. Well, that was the one and only time we'll ever do that
Oh,
segment.
No, that was good.
Yes, that was great.
I didn't have your support.
Oh my goodness!
You didn't have my support. You had my support. I asked for the people to help name it. They waited to hear about it, and they didn't call.
I'm not calling. It's too. They're asleep.
Well, they went to sleep yesterday. By God.
How many people
we had the phones lit up yesterday.
I wonder how many people call our number when they're listening to like the
podcast,
YouTube or podcast, and then think that they should call in right at that moment.
Probably quite a bit.
Yeah.
If I had to guess. We have a pretty solid podcast listenership. So I don't know. Hopefully they're smarter than that though. I'll be honest with you. I've almost done it. Listening to a radio show on a podcast, I've almost called in. It's I mean, look, it's easy.
You were saying. I thought that you were saying that you had almost called the show before.
No, I have not. I didn't almost.
I was like,
call the show. Hey, this Boomer and the Beard show is awesome.
Yeah. I love these
that's
guys.
me.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
A man and a woman.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, about that. So the Heisman and the Heiswoman, that's a good one. That'll go out today. You're listening to Boomer and the Beard. Your favorite, the best, the smartest show in morning radio. Don't touch that dial or you're a communist. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
What's better than pizza? That's right, nothing. Well, maybe except for the many ways you can eat it.
I like thinner crust. Oh, and with a side of ranch. Mm-hmm.
I'll take mine with a pretty crazy assortment of toppings. Thousands. With a side of wings. Hot ones.
Pizza. It's a beautiful thing and found all over the world. But for your slice of the pie here locally, you want to try Donato's Pizza in Madison. Enjoy our famous pizzas loaded with edge-to-edge toppings, 100 slices of pepperoni, the family recipe sausage, fresh hand-cut veggies, and premium cheeses like our aged smoked provolone. You'll notice the Donato's difference. But why stop there? We also offer subs, calzones, wings, and desserts. Don't keep eating those same old leftovers. Make tonight a Donato's night with Donato's Pizza on Madison Boulevard in Madison. Call 256-772-6789. That's 772-6789. And online at Donatos.com. Donato's Pizza, where every piece is important.
As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their life. He didn't stop at the MyPillow. Let me tell you something. I just got my Giza Dream bed sheets, and they are unbelievable. Mike found this cotton called Giza cotton. It's incredibly soft, super breathable, extremely durable, 60-day money back. That same money back guarantee, that same 10-year warranty that you have on that MyPillow you love so much. The first night you sleep on the Giza sheets, you will never want anything else. Let me tell you something. My son, he's 4. He knows the difference. He knows the difference. He said, Daddy, where are those soft sheets that Mr. Mikey sent me? I said, don't worry, kid, I got you. Pulled them out of the dryer, put them on there. Listen, you right now have a special offer. You will receive 2 for one low price and free shipping on the Giza Dream Sheets if you call 1-800-889-7318 or go to mypillow.com/radio specials. Use the promo code BEARD. Again, mypillow.com, radio specials, promo code BEARD.
When people walk through our doors, they all see something different.
A treehouse.
Our dream home. Our cabin in the woods. A new golf course community. When you have every conceivable building material imaginable in place, the possibilities are limitless.
Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop. Let us bring your home improvement project to life. The best products and name brands in residential and commercial building supplies. From lumber to Benjamin Moore paints, DeWalt tools, custom millwork, doors, and more. Looking for something specific? Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is here to make sure you find the products you need to complete your home projects. Pay a visit today to Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop on Clinton Street in Athens and online at PurcellLumberandMillShop.com. Or for questions, give us a call at 256-232-6320. Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop in Athens, where builders, remodelers, and home improvement specialists come to shop.
Where is your haircut gone? We know you don't get out as much. You don't drive by your regular sport clips and pop in for that MVP haircut experience that is so much more than a haircut. But isn't it worth getting out for? For that legendary hot steam towel for your face, massaging shampoo that makes you melt into your seat. Oh man, you remember that, right? We found your haircut. It's right where you left it. Sport clips. It's good to be a guy.
Informed and entertained all day long. Only on WVNN.
Amen.
James Gregory, funniest man in America.
He's hilarious. Guy's good. So yeah, I mean the gubernatorial committee on gambling has reconvened and has put out some new findings, and so Alabama very well may have another vote coming up for the lottery. So we're going to talk about that here in a moment. We've got some phone calls, 866-494-9866 if you want to join the show. We're going to take calls now. Let's go to Rick on line 5, 866-494-WVNN. What's going on, Rick?
Hey, good morning, Zach. How you doing this morning?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Oh, not bad. Hey, couple minor things. Your random segment. How about awesome random facts, man, or just ARF?
ARF.
ARF. Okay.
I like that. ARF.
Not my favorite suggestion, but we can work with it, Rick. What else you got for us?
Well, hey, so I got a couple random questions to go along with this as well. So you mentioned a man and a woman. Now, is that in violation of the gender-specific?
No, it's a gender-inclusive ending.
It's inclusive when you say it at the end. Okay.
Yeah, blaspheming the name of Jesus is inclusive. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there you go. I knew I was missing some point in there.
Yeah. There's a lot to miss.
Question.
Okay.
Another random question. So we don't like walls. The first thing we do is set up walls, and then when we're forced the Capitol Police to retire, are we going to hire counselors in their place?
That's a good question. You have.
I mean, these are things that wake me up in the middle of the night. So,
That would have changed things if you stopped that one guy and said, "Sir,
how does that make you feel?
You shouldn't wear a Viking helmet."
Yeah, right?
Sir, do you have daddy issues? Because
exactly.
is your Viking helmet an indication of your daddy issues?
Must have been Wacky Wednesday, and you can dress however
you
want.
You have it.
Thank you for the call, Rick. Those are all puzzling
Arf.
ideologies or concepts that the defunding the police movement should have. I didn't hear any of that yesterday, by the way. Funny how that works. So we opened with James Gregory in this segment, and he was talking about sitting on his porch naked if he won the lottery. And I can't say I blame him. We had a neighbor 2 doors down from us in Texas that actually won the pot.
I thought you were gonna say that sat on his porch naked.
No.
I know, right?
No,
Exactly.
that actually won. Like he won the big lottery, like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Did he disappear?
No, he stayed in the exact same house that he lived in. But no, it definitely changed their family. And so this is a very, very heated question in the state of Alabama. It's a very contentious debate. The report says legalized gambling in Alabama could bring $700 million into the state annually and create as many as 19,000 new jobs with a base salary that's double our per capita income. So I'm trying to figure out how to say this. His quote is, "Gambling will work in the state of Alabama, and we feel the advantages outweigh the disadvantages in the endeavor. There is 600 to 700 million that will start and stabilize growth, new jobs created that are twice the annual income per capita." Alabama's constitution, however, bans gambling. The state is one of only 5 in the nation without a lottery. There are casinos in Atmore and Wetumpka, but those are on Indian reservations. And where do we land on this?
Well, the big thing this weekend, the reason why it's, when I was talking about it is, remember in the news cycle where the headline was, the Lions in Tennessee, the Powerball has hit this record number. This weekend, is only the third time in history that both jackpots, the Mega Millions and the Powerball, are over $400 million.
Mm-hmm.
So the prize, $490 million for Mega Millions, Powerball at $470.
Go and get you some of that.
So that's this weekend. So, I don't know. They do say the odds of winning it are 1 in 293 million.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Somebody's going to win. But I'm telling you, if I won, I ain't going to lie. Like James Gregory, I'll steal his. He said if he won the lottery, he would just have a press conference. And he would say, the following people can kiss my butt. But he didn't say butt. He had the other one. But I have a friend of mine. He has the best lottery. What he would do, if he won the lottery, he said you just wouldn't see him. He'd disappear. But you would get a one-time invite once a year where you would be invited, you and your entire family, to his island. You would get on the plane. Before you get on the plane, you'd have to turn in your cell phone or any kind of way to track where you're going. You would go to said island and have the best week of your life. All expenses paid, everything. Then at the end of that week, you would get back on the plane and he wouldn't talk to him for the rest of the year. And whether or not how you acted that weekend would be whether or not you got the invite for the next year.
I don't know if the lottery would change me all that much. Like that would make me better at doing what I love to do.
Dave Ramsey says it best without anything. He says, money does not change you. It magnifies who you already are.
Yeah, I mean, I would pay off my debts. I'd pay off my family's. I'd pay off the debt of every freaking family member I had. I would endow Full Count Ministries, which is the ministry that we spend a lot of time with. I would make sure that they never wanted for anything or needed anything ever again. But ultimately, like, I would build a new house.
Yeah, money is amoral.
Yeah,
money's like a brick. You can take a brick.
That's right.
And you can either smash somebody over the head with it.
No, the reason,
or you can build a house.
The Bible says that it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. The reason for that statement is not because money's bad. It's because when you have money, you don't need Jesus. You don't need anything. I used to live in a very different life. I used to make a lot of money. I mean, we're talking about $20,000+ a month when I was back in the private equity venture capital world, right? That's a lot of money. You can do a lot of things with it. And I can tell you, I didn't think I needed my wife. I didn't think I needed Jesus. I didn't need anything. I had money. And money is incredibly powerful in creating the lack of a need for a savior or for anything. And so, I don't think it would change me all that much. I wouldn't leave my job. I wouldn't quit. I mean, I love what I do. We might buy a radio station or something, but we wouldn't quit doing this. We wouldn't quit doing anything. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with the lottery in the state. There, I said it. Morally speaking, I don't find any basis biblically to say no lottery in the state of Alabama. That being said, I certainly understand the social trap that it can create for people who have gambling addictions or issues that, I mean, there are people whose entire, like, their job is they wake up every day and they play the lottery and they think that at some point they're going to win it. And they spend thousands and thousands and tens and twenties of thousands of dollars that they probably don't have to spend on the lottery. And really, it's just a lazy way of saying, I'm going to keep doing this and one day I'm going to hit it big, right? And as opposed to getting out there and grinding and working your tail off. Mm-hmm. So
But we
I don't
can't
particularly.
You can't go and get rid of alcohol, and alcohol ruins lives when people go into excess, and things.
Oh
like
no!
that.
When the pandemic hit, the one thing you couldn't get a haircut by a guy, but you could stop down there and get a fifth of Jim Beam.
Oh, you could actually go to a restaurant; they'd bring it out to your car.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, so
by the gallon.
There's nothing more socially dangerous than alcohol. I mean, we've got a bill. Representative Mike Ball is working on a bill to legalize marijuana. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, all things, when taken to the extreme, can become an idol.
Yep.
And that's the bottom line. Hey, let me tell you something. This is going to be really uncomfortable for a lot of you Southern Christians out here. You worship your SEC football team more than you've ever thought about worshiping your Lord. You go to church on Sunday, making sure you've got the shirt on of your team that won on Saturday, and you go to these big coliseums, these big churches where millions and millions and millions of dollars are spent to worship a football team. You travel all over the country tailgating every Saturday. You don't miss a game, by God, but you forget to go to church. You forget to gather with the body of Christ. So, I mean, the lottery is no more dangerous than SEC football is for your soul. Anything, when taken to an extreme, becomes an idol, period. So I don't know. This is a topic that I think we'll get tons of calls on. Yeah. I mean, 866-494-9866. Objections or what you think, you agree, you disagree. Where do we land on a lottery for the state of Alabama as a show? I'd like to hear where everyone lands on that because, quite frankly, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's something I'm missing, and someone will call in and say, hey, here's why we shouldn't do it. And I'll say, oh, it's a great point. That's a great point. I changed my mind. But right now, I don't have an issue. I say if we can bring $600 to $700 million a year into this state and create 19,000 jobs, well, unless we're going to kill liquor stores, we need to go ahead and do this. But I don't know. When we come back, we'll hear from you. 866-494-9866. Lottery or no lottery? This is Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back.
WVNN Athens, WVNN FM Trinity, a Cumulus station. It's 6 o'clock. News starts now.
From ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. 30 hours after a mob of his supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol, President Trump called for healing and acknowledged that he lost the election.
We have just been through an intense election and emotions are high, but now tempers must be cooled and calm restored.
A videotaped statement from the White House came hours after top Democrats and some Republicans called for his immediate removal from office. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer said,
the quickest and most effective way to remove this president from office would be for the vice president to immediately invoke the 25th Amendment.
That would require the vice president and a majority of the cabinet to determine the president was unable to discharge his duties. It's not clear if that will happen. Democrats in Congress could also pursue impeachment, but some members of the cabinet have left.
Education Secretary Betsy DeVos resigning, calling the Capitol siege an inflection point. Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's wife, also resigning. And former Attorney General Bill Barr calling Trump's conduct a betrayal of his office and supporters.
It's ABC's Alex Shea also demands for answers about how the mob was able to breach the Capitol. The Capitol Hill police chief has resigned. A Capitol Hill police officer is dead, says ABC's Andy Field.
Investigators say protesters assaulted Officer Brian Sicknick during Wednesday's U.S. Capitol siege. Capitol Police say he collapsed after returning to his office, was in intensive care, and died from injuries late Thursday night. That officer, now the second person killed as Trump supporters overran police and got inside.
3 others died of medical emergencies. Meanwhile, the coronavirus pandemic continues to rage across the country. Thursday saw the first 24-hour period where the U.S. had more than 4,000 deaths. And this morning, the Labor Department releases its December jobs report. You're listening to ABC News.
They're pounding on the door. They're calling on the phone. It's the collectors. It's those credit cards you ran up trying to start your business. Now you found out that a DBA hurts the family and brings the pain home.
Do you remember hearing these commercials on radio? For over 40 years, Ray Reynolds has helped customers get millions in credit. It's no wonder why they call him the godfather of credit. Ray Reynolds will get your score above 720. Do you need $50,000 of corporate credit? By using corporate credit, you can finance a business, buy real estate and stock under a corporation. Take advantage of numerous tax write-offs only available to a corporation. Now you can meet Ray Reynolds on his daily webinar at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, or call 800-490-4140 to find out more about his secrets to success in helping fix and improve your credit. Go to rayswebinar.com at 11 a.m. or 2 p.m. Monday through Friday and check out his free, very informative webinar, or call 800-490-4140 now. It's worth your time and you'll learn a lot. That's rayswebinar.com or call 800-490-4140.
Remember being in your favorite sport clips, getting set for that great MVP haircut experience? Yeah. How about if we made that wait even shorter? Now, with Sport Clips On Deck text alerts, when you check in online or with our app, We'll text you a 15-minute heads up when it's time to head in. And when you're the next man up, you'll get another text to come take your seat. Less wait time, more prime time. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
Steve? Steve? Steve!
Oh, sorry. I have sleep apnea and my machine isn't set up.
It's the third time this week you've napped at your desk. I use AeroCare and was set up the very next day.
I've been waiting a week for someone to call.
AeroCare is amazing, and now I sleep like a baby, just not at work.
AeroCare specializes in all respiratory equipment. If you have sleep apnea or in need of oxygen, let AeroCare set you up. Call 256-469-3900. Let us help you breathe a little easier.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
Are you tired? Do you suffer from chronic fatigue, neuropathy, or joint pain? Call Madison Integrated Medicine. Our amazing staff will provide an individualized patient experience focused on your overall health to treat the cause, not just the problem. Utilizing both traditional and natural medicine. Don't let the symptoms become overwhelming. Treat them preventatively with Madison Integrated Medicine on Slaughter Road in Madison. Call 256-325-0955. That's 325-0955.
Where Alabama talks. WVNN. Depend on it.
Money! Boom, 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 doom, 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 doom. Welcome back, Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, boisterous, beautiful, bearded host. So thankful you've chosen to join us here. 6 minutes past the hour. It is Friday morning. If you're joining us on the podcast or the video archives, it is probably not 6:06 on Friday morning. But for everyone listening live on the radio or iHeartRadio app this morning, thank you so much for joining. Be sure to go to boomerandbeard.com. That's boomerandbeard. Spell out the word and just check it out. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you go on the old Apple podcast app if you have an iPhone and give us a rating, a review. Give us preferably 5 stars, but be honest. So it's going to be 5 stars. And make sure you tell everybody about us. Share us on Facebook. Share us on social. Do everything you can to help us. We would greatly appreciate it. Madison Alternative Medicine. We're so thankful that they have decided to partner with the show. I have had multiple surgeries. I've dealt with an opioid addiction. I've just, a lot of pain in my life. The grade 3 arthritis in my knee. Got to have knee replacement in the next 10 years. I'm 34. But I went over there and started getting an injection for inflammation, and it was life-changing. It was something that I felt like a new man. And, I've got to lose a little weight. They're going to help me with that too. But if you have gotten neuropathy or joint pain or arthritis and you can't figure out how to get your pain under control, or you've got a condition that you can't figure out, or you're just tired all the time or whatever it is, give them a call, 256-325-0955. They are on Slaughter Road in Madison, and they will help you out. We would love to have you join their program because it certainly helped me out. Let them know the Beard sent you, and let Dr. Gilliam's team at Alternative Medicine in Madison on Slaughter Road, 256-325-0955, or alternativemedicinmadison.com. Okay, so Shopify bans Donald Trump. So after what happened yesterday, and we're not going to dive into that side of it, but let's dive into some of the things that are happening as a result. A lot of the tech giants have made a decision to ban Donald Trump, to whatever the case is. Facebook and Twitter, that doesn't surprise me at all. You can argue whether it's right or not. Ultimately, on this show, the platform that the position we've taken is that they can do whatever they want as long as they're not classified as a public utility. Considering they are currently classified as a public utility, they can not also be arbiters of truth. And so there is some legislation in the works right now. That is a subject that's being discussed at length. And so I think we'll see some resolution to that pretty soon. But I mean, they're looking like they may even try to break up Facebook, which would be a huge blow to Mr. Zuck. But
he may go from making billions of dollars a year to just $1 billion.
Yeah, it'd be a tough go for him. I don't know how he'd make it. E-commerce platform Shopify has shut down his online stores, which I find a little interesting. Shopify permanently removed President Trump's official campaign store and the Trump Organization's online store on Thursday. Shopify, quote, does not tolerate actions that incite violence. Based on recent events, we have determined the actions of President John A. Trump violate our acceptable use policy, which prohibits promotion or support of organizations, platforms, or people that threaten or condone violence to further a cause. As a result, we have terminated affiliated stores with Donald Trump. Where do we land on this?
They're missing out on money. There could be a lot of clearance items.
Yeah. Well, and again,
I mean that in a bad way, but that's the thing. But they could have a good sale of. We need to
the free market side of me says they can do whatever they want. That's a private. It's a company. If somebody came in here and said your radio show is going to give equal time to Joe Biden as you are Donald Trump, I'm going to say no, I'm not. It's my show. I'll do what I want. Free market. But there are usually special rules for political parties, political figures, such and such and such. I wonder if they've pulled AOC's stores or Stacey Abrams' stores or any of the platforms that are supported by the left that supported violence or that called for violence.
And I think Connor and I talked about when we first walked in this morning. That's the one thing I think that we're going to have to remove and figure a way to do this is. With all this stuff, it's kind of turned into the brother against brother, brother against sister, in a sense, like a family squabble where it's like, Mom, he touched me. Well, he touched me first. Well, but he did this last week. And it's just going back and forth and going back and forth. And I've quit. I've not watched Fox or CNN or any of the news networks since yesterday because all I got was I just feel like they're just still flaming the fires, and there's this consistency. I think that most Americans, if you're liberal or conservative, you would be okay with if the rules and regulations were consistent. I think like even if you go into like the Black Lives Matter issues, I think the one thing that majority of those people are upset about is the inconsistency. And there is inconsistency in some of that, not all of it. But that's the thing I think people struggle with is like you can't judge me this way and not judge the other person the same way, and that's where people are just losing their mind. I'm okay with if someone says something stupid. I'm probably even okay if President Trump probably needed to cool his jets a little bit. He wasn't going to, and maybe it's like, hey, you know what, you get a 2-week shutdown. But if you're not shutting down all the people that are saying that stuff, then you're not being consistent, and that's not the good way to be, in my opinion.
No, we got Paul from Madison on line 1. If you want to join us, 866-494-9866. Paul from Madison, what do you got for us?
Hey, you asked for input on the lottery.
Yeah.
We've been waiting on you.
Well, listen, I got here as quick as I could. Let's be clear about one thing, that the only entity I'm aware of that gives away more than they receive is Jesus Christ.
Okay.
The ultimate lottery.
Y'all agree with that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, good. So a lottery has to be run as a business where it takes in more money than it gives out.
Correct.
Right. Now, the promise of the lottery is that you're going to get more than you put in. That's the whole disingenuous promise of a lottery or any gambling operation, is that you only put in $1, you get back 5. And it just doesn't work that way.
I would disagree with that assertion, though,
Lottery
Paul.
impoverish people.
I would say that there's no promise in the lottery that you're going to get. It's a game of chance, and you're playing a game of chance, and it's not an investment. It's not. I mean, you're buying a game. It's no different than, there is absolutely no difference in a lottery and doing every year. I see these people on social media, and we used to do it when I was a baseball coach. You would do a raffle for
50-50,
stuff. Yeah, or you'll pay $25 for a raffle ticket, and they'll sell 100 tickets, and then they'll raffle off one gun, right? And it's to raise money for a baseball team. And no one has any problem with that, but it's the same thing. I agree with you.
Say that I'm anti-gambling in basically all of its forms. I think that promising somebody that they have the chance to receive more than they put in is basically morally wrong. And I know that's not a popular view when a state commission study says that they can bring in $710 million and create 55,000 jobs. But who are they impoverishing when they do that?
Okay, but here's my question for you. How many liquor stores are impoverishing people? I mean, how many cigarette companies are impoverishing people? I heard you talk
about let's shutting down the liquor stores. I heard you talking about shutting down the liquor stores. Unfortunately, I don't get to weigh in on that one. But, yeah, I'm anti-drink too, if you couldn't tell.
Sure. No, that's fair. There's no wrong opinions right now.
I would not have a problem with people. I wouldn't have a problem with liquor stores being shut down and people being enabled to produce their own. But the state and the government wants to get their hands on that tax money instead of being, more fiscally responsible and answering to their constituents how they're getting their money and how they're spending it. I think lottery income would be viewed as this pennies from heaven with hardly any cost to the state, and they just get to spend it however they want.
Sure.
I think that's a bad way to run a government.
No, that we would agree on because and thank you for the call, Paul. But that we would agree on. I would say that the government's never been a great manager of money. There's no doubt about that. And so giving them the unlimited spending account, the expense account from the manna from heaven, if you will, that does terrify me because what is it? The 9 scariest words in the English language. I'm from the government. I'm here to help.
Well, I do find it funny that a lot of the people that are for the lottery are the same people that are saying that the poor are being screwed over and all this kind of stuff, and you really don't see too many people in a lottery line with a Rolex watch.
No, you don't. So, no, and so there are a lot of good points from Paul there. When we return, we've got some phone calls on the line. If you want to continue this conversation, 866-494-9866, 866-494-WVNN. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
If your computer stopped working, your business will grind to a standstill. This is Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. For my friends over at Simple Helix, the cost of a full-time IT department is really just unreasonable. Call Simple Helix today at 256-975-4758. They never take a vacation and cost far less than a full-time employee or staff. This new normal we live in has us working from home and remoting in all the time, so 24-hour support is more important than ever. Reliable and safe access for you and your employees doesn't get more simple than Simple Helix. 256-975-4758. That's 975-4758. Tell them the beard sent you. As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their life. He didn't stop at the MyPillow. Let me tell you something. I just got my Giza Dream bed sheets, and they are unbelievable. Mike found this cotton called Giza cotton. It's incredibly soft, super breathable, extremely durable, 60-day money back. That same money back guarantee, that same 10-year warranty that you have on that MyPillow you love so much. The first night you sleep on the Giza sheets, you will never want anything else. Let me tell you something. My son, he's 4. He knows the difference. He knows the difference. He said, Daddy, where are those soft sheets that Mr. Mikey sent me? I said, don't worry, kid, I got you. Pulled them out of the dryer, put them on there. Listen, you right now have a special offer. You will receive 2 for 1 low price and free shipping on the Giza Dream Sheets if you call 1-800-889-7318 or go to mypillow.com/radio specials. Use the promo code BEARD. Again, mypillow.com, radio specials, promo code BEARD.
You don't need a diet. That's work. You don't need a stylist. They're overrated. And you don't need to hang out with older or fatter people just to seem better in comparison either. All you need are these masters of video production. They'll make you look good.
Make your videos look good with Cotton Row Productions, the official live stream provider of Hometown Heartbeat and The Dale Jackson Show. We can handle events, church live streams, and your digital advertising. Call Cotton Row Productions today, 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355.
It's your news now. WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back, Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful, bearded host. So thankful you've joined us here each and every morning. We are 19 minutes past the hour here on Friday morning, and we want to hear from you, 866-494-9866.
Simple Helix, proud sponsor of Boomer and the Beard. If you are needing IT help at your company, and you're looking at it, you're paying, sometimes the cost to hire a IT staff member could be $100,000 a
wow.
year. Yeah, with benefits, everything. If you can't afford to do that, but you need the IT help, you can call Simple Helix, and they can kind of be your augmented IT staff.
Yeah, they can.
256-975-4758. Give them a chance to just look over your business. Cybersecurity is a huge issue going on right now.
That's
with
right.
Ransomware, and if you need to be whether or not you're cyber secure, you can actually, there's programs you can use to test your staff on whether or not they are prone to getting hacked or getting vulnerable for ransomware. So give them a call, 256-975-4758. That's Simple Helix.
And promo code Boomer's a Communist. Let's go to the phones. 866-494-9866. We got Micah on line 2. Micah, bring it in here.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you, Micah?
So I kind of wanted to weigh in on this whole thing and talk to Paul and those that are like Paul without besmirching them in any way. I think his heart's in the right place. I just don't think his head is in the right place. The lottery, we go to Tennessee 2 or 3 times a year. We take our kids to American Girl doll stores, and we buy them dolls. And what I do is I buy 2 lottery tickets, a Mega Millions and a Powerball. I do it every time. I buy one of each. I know good and well I'm not going to win the lottery, but I don't view it as I'm going to win the lottery. I view it as entertainment.
Sure.
No different than going to the Red Box. You go to the Red Box, you spend $2, you get you a movie, you got 2 hours of entertainment. I go to Tennessee a few times a year. I buy a couple of lottery tickets, and I bought me a week's worth of entertainment waiting on the lottery to come around because it's just fun. The idea of it is just fun. You know you're not going to win.
Sure.
It's just fun. And I think of what I'm doing as a donation. I'm making a donation to schools and jobs, and that's it. And you don't think of it as anything more than that and just fantasize about the idea of it.
Well,
and I think if people saw the lottery that way and they viewed it in that way as entertainment only, I think it could be clean and healthy.
No, you're dead on. You're absolutely right. Thank you for the call, Micah. It is. I feel the same way about going to the casino. If I go, my wife and I went to Vegas, and when we went to Vegas, we pulled out, let's say $100 a piece, and we went down to the casino floor and we had fun, and we played on $100 for hours and hours and hours. And when the money was out, that was it. Mm-hmm. Now, there was a period of time in my life where if I lost $100, I would have gone and pulled out $1,000, and I would have kept going until I tried to win my money back, because I didn't have a proper understanding of where gambling fit in my life, because I didn't understand the pecking order in my life, being Jesus Christ, my relationship with him, my family, understanding how all that worked. And so I think the fear for people like Paul is not people like you, Micah. People like you are it's a healthy understanding. You get it, you all that, but you could probably also have a responsible drink of alcohol or whatever. It's not that type of person that the fear is for. It's the type of person that has no ability to put it in its right place, and those could create unhealthy relationships.
And we don't know, like I love about this is the way talk and dialogue should take place. That where you're not like slamming each other or telling each other you're a fool or you're whatever. But we don't know Paul's story. Paul could be in a situation to where Paul had family members that got caught up in addiction of gambling or whatever. The one thing I've seen, there's been addiction in my family. There's been, I've seen tragedy. I've seen people that are struggling with their finances. And, as a Christian or as a believer, your heart breaks and you want to help as many people as you can. Mm-hmm. But if you go into the mentality of, well, we got to help them all right now. Sure. It'll be overwhelming and you'll never get it done. But if it's, hey, you know what? I can't control this big monster, but I can control, who I help today, who I, go and make somebody's life better today or whatever. I'd say, I suggest that's the best way to do it. Sure. Some of these things we're not going to be able to, I talked about it yesterday. Chastity came home and she'd listened to our show and she was like, be careful about, I was like, I didn't share any personal stuff. I was like, but the one thing that we have come together as a family when we have disagreements with people or we can't change that person. Yeah. We can't change the system per se any better than we could change it if we really just changed our heart and worked on our community, our family, or as one person at a time. It can get overwhelming if you try to go and you're not going to change the lottery in these states that are going and do it. Yeah,
sure. 866-494-9866. If you want to join us, we got John on line 3. John, bring it in here.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing very well. I would be for the lottery if we had transparency in the employment of the lottery and where the funds were going. I lived in West Palm Beach, Florida, when they voted the lottery in down there. And I voted for the lottery because they were saying the money was going to the schools. The money was going to the schools. But what happened is they let the money go to the schools. But they took the money that had been already earmarked out of the general budget away from the schools. And for 2 or 3 years, the schools suffered terribly. And then they had, I'll hire my good friend to deliver lottery tickets, and I'll hire so-and-so's daughter to deliver lottery tickets, and they were some of the highest paid delivery drivers in the state. Let's have transparency, but let's have the lottery.
I like that. I like that point a lot. I mean, certainly transparency in the money. Yeah. Where that money goes and where it gets spent and how the government uses those resources. But then again, hey, listen. Let me tell you something, people. We should demand transparency for the entire spending of the government in general. It's not just like, oh, wait, we're going to add a lottery. Now we need to know where the money. No. That is our money. We need to know where it's going so that we can vote people in who will put it in the right place. Yeah. And so, yeah, I definitely think that it would be, I don't want to say a good thing, but I definitely wouldn't vote against it personally. That's where Sandee, where are you at on it?
I have a lot of mixed emotions about it. I do not believe in the lottery, but yet at the same time, I have been the one to go across the Tennessee state line to go buy one. But that's been like so long ago.
Yeah. I did it yesterday.
I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like it's going to do any good for our cities. I don't think that the money will truly be allocated. Like they'll, do like an amendment to pass it on to something else that they might think is a little bit more important than our school system, which has been, that's happened in the past. So I feel like it would be, I don't think it would be wise. I really don't think that it would be wise if we did pass to have the lottery. It's one of those things where it's sort of like you can see the good in it, but you can also see the bad in it.
Sure.
And I guess I've seen too much of the bad in it, but at the same time, like you were saying earlier, so does alcohol, so does cigarettes. Like, I know people who have literally saved their last dime to buy a pack of cigarettes instead of food. Like, what kind of sense does that make?
But the government's not making cigarettes.
Yeah, no, but they do legislate them.
They legislate them and legalize
and
them.
And they tax them.
They don't run the institution.
No, but they do the alcohol institution. The government-owned liquor stores, absolutely.
Alabama.
Sure. Absolutely. So it's very similar in that the vice category, the taxes are what's in it for the cities, right? Whether they own it, sure, the lottery will be owned by this. I get that, but the cigarette industry, the alcohol industry, it is all about the tax revenue for the. I was talking to a local liquor store owner, and his monthly bill to the state of Alabama and the city of Athens is over $9,000 a month. And that's just one of four. You know what I'm saying? And so it is all about the money. It's always all about the money. Everything. Look, what went down to the Capitol yesterday? All about the money.
Yeah.
It's all about the money. All about the money. 866-494-9866. It is the bottom of the hour. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
A Capitol Hill police officer, 42-year-old Brian Sicknick, has died of injuries he sustained in Wednesday's violence at the U.S. Capitol. He is the fifth person connected to the events to die, and authorities are continuing their search for the people who were involved in storming the building. Carl Racine is the Washington, D.C. District Attorney. He tells ABC's Good Morning America.
Just as the Internet has been a place of hate and hurling violent epithets, the Internet now can be utilized to identify the very people who violated the Capitol of the United States.
30 hours after that violence, the president released a video Thursday from the White House where he acknowledges he lost the election. There are continuing calls, though, for him to leave office early. The Wall Street Journal says he should resign to avoid becoming the only president to be impeached twice. Congressional Democrats say that's possible. Two cabinet secretaries resigned Thursday, Education's Betsy DeVos and Transportation's Elaine Chao. Brian Clark, ABC News.
Dan, where you been?
Well, it's hard to golf with bulky oxygen tanks, so I went to AeroCare and got a lightweight portable oxygen concentrator that I wear like a backpack.
Wow. Does insurance cover it?
They sure do. AeroCare called my insurance, and I had my machine the next day. I'm as free as a bird, or birdie.
AeroCare specializes in all respiratory equipment. If you have sleep apnea or are in need of oxygen, let AeroCare set you up. Call 256-469-3900. Let us help you breathe a little easier.
Got you covered screen printing and embroidery in Athens. Our team is here to help you with custom printed t-shirts that you want. And we know that means quality. At Got You Covered Screen Printing and Embroidery, we focus on the highest quality and the fastest turnaround time possible. Got You Covered Screen Printing and Embroidery on West Sandifer Road in Athens. Call to make an appointment with our graphic designer. She's awesome. 256-444-4500. That's 444-4500. And online at GotYouCoveredAthens.com.
Pennsylvania Republicans hold the majority in that state legislature. On Tuesday, they prevented Democrat State Senator Jim Brewster from being seated for the new term. The issue was mail-in ballots. Mr. Brewster, the Democrat, defeated his Republican opponent by just 67 votes. But 311 mail-in ballots were counted, even though they were not dated. That's a violation of the state's election law. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court, run by liberal Democrats, ignored the law. Surprise. They said these ballots could be counted, so Republicans took the case to federal court, where it is still pending. Meanwhile, Democrat Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman tried to seat Mr. Brewer. Republicans, in what the media calls an unusual move, said no way. They voted to remove the lieutenant governor as the presiding officer of the proceedings and then refused to seat Mr. Brewster until further review. Now, of course, the Democrats went ballistic. Pennsylvania's Democrat-hack Governor Tom Wolf accused Republicans of subverting the Democrat process. Democrats, as all of you know by now, believe they are entitled to bend the law or to break it or to stomp on it or ignore it whenever their power is at stake. And anybody gets in their way is subversive. Thankfully, it seems Pennsylvania Republicans have had enough, and they actually want their election laws followed. That's a novel concept. We'll keep track here.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
There's nothing like the peace and serenity that you get while fishing. Invest in the rod you deserve. Old 18 is a veteran-owned company operated by a U.S. Navy SEAL and Top Gun fighter pilot, breaking the mold of the fishing industry. At Old 18, we offer high-quality products with a 25-year master rod builder behind every rod. We offer a no-nonsense, hassle-free warranty we stand in front of so you don't get left behind. Shop old18.com and type in the code BEARD for a 20% discount.
The talk station in Alabama, WVNN. Depend on it.
If I could reach the stars.
Hey, that's Clapton.
Oh, my bad.
Welcome
back, Boomer and the Beard. Sandee's over there doing her 7th grade social dance.
Shoo-wop.
Shoo-wop, doo-wop.
I was getting into the rhythm.
You are old enough to have worn a poodle skirt. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You would look great in a poodle skirt. So, Dr. Lane Chiropractic, the official chiropractor. He's going to fix my back after she breaks it.
Exactly.
Give Dr. Lane a call. They have a whole body approach they're trying to fix the actual problem, not just do your pain management, which is kind of interesting because he's really working himself out of a job. But give him a call today, 256-444-1600. They do dry needling. They do all kinds of cool stuff that's not just chiropractic. He is an incredible dude. He's a great man, great friend of me personally, and great friend of the program. So give him a call. They're on Highway 72 in the Publix Shopping Center. Don't forget, Dr. Lang has your back. Micah has another point to make, so he called back. We'll allow it. So, what do you got, Micah?
I love the intro music. First, you got ZZ Top, now Eric Clapton. Man, you're on it, and I love it. Okay, so here's my point. There is a rule in science, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this. And I told my daughter the other day her jaw dropped to the floor. there is a rule in science that says too much of anything is poison to the body.
Yes.
So if you have purified water and you drink too much of it, fluid and electrolyte imbalance. Eat too many carrots, beta carotene, you turn orange. Anything in moderation is good for you.
It's why we're only on 2 hours.
Good
point.
3 would kill y'all.
But
just wait till it's 4.
But anything beyond moderation, it's poison to the body. Now, with that said, are we going to regulate how many candy bars a person can buy?
Correct.
Wait a minute. You have 2 candy bars there. A third one? No, you don't need that. Oh, wait a minute. You have a bottle of wine. That second bottle is unnecessary. Let's put that back. The thing is, as adults, we have to make adult choices and decisions in our behavior, and we have consequences, good and bad consequences, that come with every decision we make.
Bingo.
So as an adult, we should have the right, without Big Brother looking over our shoulder, telling us what's bad for us and what we can and cannot have. Especially something like a lottery. I would rather someone go spend $6 personally on a lottery ticket than spend $6 on cheap booze. And one of you guys hit dead on it a minute ago. You said we don't know Paul's story. You know, Paul could have come from a situation where he had problems with this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A drunk driver killed my brother in 1993. And I'm against alcohol, but I'm not against other people who want to have it, telling them they can't. Because they're adults. Adults make adult choices, and they pay the consequences, or they reap the benefit.
Well,
what do you guys think about that?
You can't legislate. You can't legislate morality. I mean, that's the bottom line.
You can't legislate morality. You can't legislate morality, but you can't take away people's choice and option to purchase candy bars, wine, or something as simple as a lottery ticket.
No, I don't disagree with that.
It's not right.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, I do think though, it is a state issue, and so it should be given to us to vote for, and then the people of Alabama will speak, and if they choose they want a lottery, then we shouldn't be told no, you can't have one because it's immoral. If the people of Alabama say we don't want one, then they spoke, and that'll be the end of that. But it should be absolutely put up to vote, and provided that there's a fiscal plan that makes sense. I mean, my biggest concern is not even in the lottery itself, but it's in where does the money go, and how do we don't get accountability from our government on anything. We as the people have forgotten how to hold our government accountable. And so if we can then figure out how to do that, then I'd be all for it, because the money, I mean, more money is never worse than less money.
And I would say Paul, to channel his anger. Okay, you have the lottery, and that wasn't Paul. The other guy I can't do was talking about just the
older gentleman,
holding the accountability of them.
Thanks for the call, Michael.
The director of the Tennessee Lottery makes $350,000 a year. What could that do to a school? Is that all?
Why do you think I'm pushing for the lottery? I'm trying to get me a job.
I mean, I would say there's a lot of stuff you could do in a school, and that guy could make $150,000. The other $150,000 could go to a school, and that'd change some schools. I mean, I know some teachers that have to go and buy their own paper.
But at the same time, I don't really care how much they pay the director of the lottery. I just want to make sure the $700 million goes to the schools. Honestly, if you're making, all right, think about this: if it's a private company that creates $700 million, what's the CEO going to get paid? Probably about $350 or more. So ultimately, in a free market system, I don't really care what you pay your CEO. I really don't care. As long as, since it is a state thing, since it's a government-operated thing, there's transparency. I want to know how much he's getting paid. I want to know, because I can then look and say, you know what, he's doing a great job. He earns that compensation. Fantastic. If not, then I'm going to petition my representative to say, hey, this lottery guy is making $350,000 and he's a freaking clown.
Well, I wonder if the state, so they would be a state employee, right? With a lottery, do we know?
Yeah, I think so. I think that would make sense.
Because that's where I look at it. Okay, he should be held to some different things, because you get state retirement, so you could have this incredible retirement plan for the rest of your life and things like that. So,
but again, I still find myself not worrying about the compensation. If there is a company that's making $700 million.
But that's a difference
for its shareholders.
The care company, yes.
No, I'm using it as a comparison. I'm saying there is an entity that's creating $700 million in revenue for its shareholders. Okay, yes. We in this iteration, we as the citizenry are the shareholders of this company because we are the ones benefiting from the $700 million being created by the lottery. Right. If it's done correctly, it's going to the schools, it's going to our children, it's going to their teachers, it's going to those types of things. So we are then the shareholders. I've got no problem if the CEO of a company that's pumping $700 million into the school systems and other various good things makes $350,000. I just want transparency so that if he doesn't do his job, I then have some recourse. Yeah. Because in a publicly traded company, in the same iteration, if the CEO's not doing his job, the board votes him out and it's over. Yeah. I mean, he moves on and you hire somebody else in. And then you pay him commensurate with their experience. And so, again, I hear what you're saying, but that's like saying a pastor earns too much or whatever. Well, it's not really our – I mean – we don't know the financials of the church. We don't know what they're doing. I mean, there's a lot of issues we don't know about whether or not is that making too much money or not. I hear what you're saying completely. I get your point, but I have less of a concern with that as I do where's the money going and is there transparency.
Does Joel Osteen make too much money?
Well, he's not. Hey, he's not a pastor.
He says he is.
Well, if I claim to be black, does it make it so? It does not make it so. Amen and a woman. Let's go to a break. We've got one more segment this Friday morning edition of Boomer and the Beard. Make sure you're checking out our website, boomerandbeard.com. That's boomer and spell out the word and beard.com. You can make sure you go there, download the podcast, give us a review on Apple Podcasts. That is the most beneficial thing you can do to help us. We're so thankful you join us each and every morning. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
In any home, cabinets are an instrumental part of your design. So, when you open your current cabinets, what instrument do they play? Wouldn't you rather they sounded like this? They can. It just takes one call to us.
Cabinet Express Online, North Alabama's premier cabinet supplier. Whether you want a complete custom kitchen or some of our RTA line, at Cabinet Express Online, you will get the most value out of your hard-earned money every time. Are you looking for framed or frameless? Either way, in no time at all, your dream kitchen can be a reality. And the only place you should trust to bring that dream to life is Cabinet Express Online. Schedule your free design consultation today with Cabinet Express Online. Call 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355. And online at CabinetExpressOnline.com. Design your custom kitchen today with Cabinet Express Online.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed. It's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry MyPillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever.
Buy one MyPillow, get one MyPillow free. Call 800-889-7318.
or go to MyPillow.com. Click on radio specials and use code BEARD at checkout.
This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back, Boomer and the Beard. Stevie Ray Vaughan, the sweet, sweet sounds of Pride and Joy, bringing you back for the last segment of the last show of the first week. Back from the break. Is that right? It's the first week back? Yeah, I got that right.
Like Micah said it, I think music can truly
No, dude, music has
set
such
the tone.
it has such an impact. People that don't like music, I don't understand. Like, music is such a huge part of my life. It sets the tone for my day. When I'm like, I usually listen to a ton of podcasts, right? Yesterday was a rough day. I went fishing after the show, and I just listened to music the whole time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll set the tone. It has such a, there's an emotional part. There's a part of our brain. I mean, it's been scientifically proven. I mean, there's a part of your brain that just reacts to music differently than any other sound. It's and it's not bad to have a little Stevie Ray Vaughan in the mix.
Maybe that's what they should do in Congress and the Senate.
Play Pride and Joy.
Play better music.
Absolutely.
Turn the
yes.
music back up. Here's what Congress is doing right now. They're playing Rage Against the Machine up there. Whoa!
Yes.
Yeah. I'm working for the hockey team. It's funny. I always knew that music, and you kind of figure that out in music. You can set tones. You can play a sappy song, and it takes you back to that moment, of romantic when you first met that person or your song or whatever. But I mean, when you go into a football stadium or a hockey arena and you start playing the Rocky theme or Stone Cold's music, you set the tone. There's no doubt in my mind. You can change.
Yeah.
I was. I'll tell you, this is a funny.
Do they
story.
have fight music for when the hockey players are fighting?
Yes. Oh, it starts out with a bell ringing.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Round one.
I'll tell you something funny. Hold on real quick. I was in Nashville. I'm sorry, I'm playing music, and we're not supposed to play music outside of our breaks, but I was in a bar in Nashville, and I really wasn't a big, at that time, I was very against bars, but everybody was wanting to go, and so we went, and it was just getting out of hand, and I wanted to go home. So we were in it's kind of a rough bar, but it had a jukebox. And so do you know how I got all of my friends to leave the bar? I went over and took $12, which was a lot of money at that time.
It's a lot of money for a jukebox.
And I played this song 14 or 15 times, all right?
Oh, my.
Oh, not that song. Hold on, this song right here. I didn't play Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness.
And at that time, I played Baby Baby by Amy Grant. And the bar had no one working on staff. This was so funny. They couldn't figure out how to turn it off. It was plugged into the wall.
Just unplug it.
Fabulous.
But I did. So all my friends were like,
baby, baby.
They're like, why does it keep playing Amy Grant? I said, because I played it 15 times. And they were like, oh, my. And people were getting mad. And I said, I'm going to start calling out saying y'all played it if we don't leave right now. I was like, we got to get out of this bar.
Awesome.
Well played, Boom. Well played, big guy.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's well done. That's well done. I'm not even mad.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad. I'm a little impressed. That's too good.
And it was a bar that was, if you could have picked one song, that was not the song that was ever played in that bar. I mean, that was wild. It was good.
So there's a story out here that is music to my ears. See that transition there?
Well played.
CNN Dana Bash. Everybody know Dana Bash? That's good. I didn't know her either. She faced an outpouring of outrage from viewers on Twitter after she merely pointed out the president appeared to have a different tone in a video he posted to Twitter before he got banned. So on Thursday, a day after chaos erupts in the Capitol, U.S. support. Let's see. CNN anchor Aaron Burnett asked Bash to respond to the video the president posted where he scolded the rioters. She said, quote, This is though very different from what he said yesterday. So Dana, what was your reaction to this? She said, well, it's obviously a very different tone. That's all she said. That's it. It's obviously a very different tone. I don't effing believe it, but Dana Bash just said Trump is showing a new tone. I'm not effing kidding, said Matt Negrin, a producer for The Daily Show. Let's see here. In the most generous interpretation of this, Dana didn't have a good analysis and just had to say something to fill the air. Dana Bash, you should apologize. This is absolutely nuts. Trump incited a mob that killed people. Other people jumped in and attacked Bash. Dana Bash said he struck a very different tone. F her, said one commenter. A different tone? What's this dumb Dana Bash talking about? His spray tan tone? Get the frick out of here, said another Twitter user. Dana Bash went back to talking about Trump's new tone. I wish I was joking. Tweeted Adam Parko-Minko. Wow. What a name.
That may be the new way to like go in the future is if we would just shut up. Maybe that's the thing Trump did wrong. We talked about a lot. If he would have just shut up and let them talk, they'll implode on themselves.
Yeah, they'll shoot themselves right
in the face. Did you hear
yesterday
we were talking about Anderson Cooper is in hot water, okay? Because they were commentating about all the different people when he said, look at them high-fiving each other for this deplorable display, completely unpatriotic. They're going to go back to their Olive Garden and to the Holiday Inn that they're staying at.
Oh, wow.
Have some drinks and celebrate. And so people are like, what's wrong with Olive Garden? What's wrong? You know what I mean? So just let them talk.
These poor idiots are going back to the Olive Garden because they can't afford the fancy restaurants that we go to, and they're definitely staying at the Holiday Inn.
Yes, us Vanderbilts, we stay at Trump Plaza.
Yeah. Right?
These backwoods ignorant rednecks. Hi, man. Like, oh, gosh.
Yeah. Don't pick on the Italian restaurant.
Black kids are as smart as white kids, okay?
Right.
You know?
Just let them talk. Let's just back up and go. In 2021, 22, let's just make a thing. Let's just let them talk.
Well, that should be easy. We'll be censored off every social media site in the world, so that won't be hard. The sad part is they feed on this crap. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, I love their tone. Like, he said something wrong. Let's just don't get angry. Kill him. Go after them.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
I hope that they never have children, and their children's children never have children.
Well, I mean, in the same vein, Martin Luther King's niece is after Kamala Harris now because she is playing on Martin Luther King and his emotion. Like, she is, like, plagiarizing, if you will. And
freedom.
Huh?
That was the whole thing. She said she took one of his things. She said that freedom, and is with the whole thing with Kamala Harris. Have you seen the quote that she said?
Do you have a speech impediment?
No, that's what she said. That's how she said it and spelled it.
Yeah, there was lots of memes that went around with that on it. Yeah.
It was talking about how situations happened to them as a child, and they said it not really knowing how to pronounce the word.
The R's.
Martin Luther King Jr. had said feed 'em. And yeah, she literally just she pulled a Biden and stole his exact words as her own. Like I said on Monday, that, the thing that my dad always said that was so good, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. It's like,
I
said
see what you're saying.
Not John F. Kennedy.
All right, let me run through this real quick.
Yeah.
So here are the two stories here. So Kamala Harris wrote in a profile, Senator Kamala Harris started her life young. She laughs from her gut the way you should with family. She remembers being wheeled through an Oakland, California civil rights march in a stroller with no straps with her parents and her uncle. At some point, she fell from the stroller. Few safety regulations. Well, they have to put that in there. Few safety regulations existed for children's equipment back then. And the adults caught up in the rapture of protest just kept on marching. By the time they noticed little Kamala was gone and doubled back, she was understandably upset. Quote, my mother tells the story about how I was fussing, Harris said. And she's like, baby, what do you want? What do you need? And I just looked at her and I said, Fweedom. F-W-E-E-D-O-M. Okay? Okay, so here is a 1965 essay written by Martin Luther King I will never forget a moment in Birmingham when a white policeman accosted a little Negro girl, 7 or 8 years old, who was walking in a demonstration with her mother. "What do you want?" the policeman asked her gruffly, and the little girl looked at him straight in the eye and answered, "Feedom." F-E-E-D-O-M. She couldn't even pronounce it, but she knew what it was. It was beautiful. Many times I've been in sorely trying situations. The memory of that little one has come to my mind, and it has buoyed me.
And the two things of that story, I can see a 9-year-old probably have heard or been taught in school.
Sure.
Freedom. I can't see the kid that can barely speak in the stroller.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Like, at least make your story,
Here's the quote from Martin Luther King's niece, okay? Quote, "Kamala knows that her worldview is totally different than the worldview of Martin Luther King." Whoa.
Strong.
Whoa. Probably because she incarcerated black men for years and years and years. But so it's a stretch for her to compare herself or to sound like him or use his analogies. For instance, Kamala believes it's okay to abort babies up to 9 months. And if you meant to abort baby and the baby lives, then let the baby die. Martin Luther King served the public. He did not kill the public, and he would include babies in the womb, King continued. He said, quote, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice anywhere." So she's nothing like Martin Luther King. But still, there she is, playing on those emotions.
Give him the microphone. That was the problem in the whole thing.
Yeah.
The reason Trump lost is he talked more than Joe Biden.
Well, that's because he has a compulsion with not shutting up.
And he's not from Scranton.
Yeah.
Scranton. I'm from Scranton.
Let him talk.
Producer Connor, you got any hot dates planned for the weekend?
Nothing at the moment.
Nothing at the moment. Fly by the seat of your pants kind of a weekend. I like it. Folks, it has been another wonderful week joining you here on your favorite, the best, the smartest show in morning radio. We're so thankful you join us each and every week. Sandee Lou, we love you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Boomer, as always, it's been a privilege, my friend. Producer Connor, take her to Cracker Barrel. It's a country store and a restaurant. For everyone else, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. We love you so much. Pray for this country. Pray for the leaders, regardless of whether you like them or not, and God will be present in all of this. We love you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
I'm going to Olive Garden.